Hello, YouTube, 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 YouTube. Hello. This is Dirty Trucking. Still home in the D. You know, I got terminated back there on the 22nd. I've been home ever since in search of a job. So, that's where I'm going to be at. I'm not going back OTR. I miss it. That highway calling me because that's what I do. It's in my blood. That's what I do. You know, people don't understand. When you drive like I do in that highway, you just bond with that highway. You just want to be out there. That's me. You know, and I like being home too. So I get out there and I want to be back home. But, you know, I'm torn between the two. I love that highway and I love being home. You know, I ain't gonna never stop being a truck driver. I ain't gonna never stop driving because that's what I do. That's in my blood. You know, it's gonna always be there. I don't care what they do, what you try to make me do. You're not gonna change me from that. I learned at an early age that transportation was going to be my career. I started out as a bus driver. I knew I was going to be driving because that's all I did. I used to drive around Detroit, just going nowhere. And I said, I need to be doing this, getting paid for it. Never thought I'd get thrown in trucking, but I end up out there. But that's what I do, and I'm good at it. I run the hell out them loads. So I'm back home, and y'all know I like jazz. Now, so I needed me a little mood music when I was out there doing my job search and went out there. I had some good prospects. Went out there, checked out 2 today. Had to make a decision on one. And, you know, I really didn't want to be local. I wanted to be local, but really didn't want to be local. So, like I said, I'm torn between the two. I love the highway. I just do. You know, a little out and back will do me, but I just love the highway. I like going down south. I go east, west, north, south. I go up in the mountains. They hit that flat land, I be gone. That's me. I miss it because I've been out there so much. I do miss it. I get homesick for it. And then when I get out there, you know, stuff start going wrong. Then I'm like, dang, I could have been at the house. So I'm torn between the two. But, you know what? I just love to drive. That's all bottom line. The transportation is my career. I don't care what you try to do. You can't change me from that. I'll take a load and drive the shit out of it. That's what I do. That's what they know I do. I take their load from A to B fast, like lightning. They don't even know how I got there. I been hooked to it. Boom! It's delivered. That's how I do. Anyway, I'm back home. You know I like jazz. This little music came on when I was out my job search. Walk around with my little headphones. You know, you gotta. Music do a lot for you, and I love jazz. Jazz take your mind off of anything. You got the right tune on. I love me some Incognito. This guy here did some type of remix with it, and it sounds pretty good. So I'm gonna let y'all take a listen. So I'm at home, jamming to the crib. I bet y'all didn't think Dirty Trucking had some moves. Oh yeah, I can dance now. Gotta give me a regular camera so I can be doing the videos like everybody else so you get the full body view. But this little Incognito, I'm gonna let y'all take a listen to it. Please, once again, for all you truck drivers out there viewing my Dirty Trucking videos, you know I have exquisite jazz music in the background. So if you listen to this, please, for safety reasons, pull that truck over to the nearest rest area. Not on the highway, not on the side of the highway. Pull it over somewhere safe, put it in park, put yourself on off duty, turn the volume up, get your boogie on. I don't know who this guy is, but the remix sound pretty good. It's Incognito. Let y'all listen for a little bit. Driving in the moonlight. Bet y'all didn't know I could sing. Yeah, Dirty Trucking can sing, as long as it ain't early in the morning. That's when my throat ain't sounding right, so I got to get that cleared up. It's over Egypt. Woo! Nice over Egypt. And once again, truck drivers, if you're out there viewing this video, and I know this music, you know, everybody know Incognito. This gonna make you jam. Got your foot on the gas, and then it got that bob to it because it's jamming to the beat. Time to pull over, put the sucker in park, head off duty, and get up. Stretch your legs and get your boogie on. To the music. Hey! Nice over Egypt. If you don't learn nothing about me, you're going to learn one thing. You're gonna learn I love jazz, and you're gonna learn about jazz. Love me some jazz. My music lineup on YouTube, you can tell the sound of music I like. I have a specific sound and music that I like. I don't like all artists, but if the artist got the particular sound that I like, I mean, they save to my playlist. It's a certain sound I be looking for. Let y'all get your boogie on for a little bit more. Wait a minute. Uh-oh. 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 Wait a minute now. Uh-oh. Jamming with Dirty Truckin'. At home in the D. Jamming with Dirty Truckin'. Once again, like I said, if you listen to this video and you hear the music, I know you want to jam to it because it sounds good, don't it? I told you I got a good beat. I know a good beat when I hear it. And I know a good mixer when I hear it. It got to be a good sound to it. Now, all the mixes to it ain't what I listen to, but some of them is. But this is a good beat. Had me jamming all day. Took my mind off me being fired. Went out there. Like I said, my job search, I had 2 prospects. One could have kept me in contracting, being a 1099. But I'm leery of that driving an owner-operator's truck that's leased on to a company to be a 1099. It probably would have been best for me because it'll keep me in like my status was as I was over the road. Plus, I get a little taste of going over the road is driving containers. But at this point in the stage I'm at, I need to go ahead and get to work. So I'm going to go try something different. It's still in trucking, and it's local. And it's I'm pulling something different. It ain't like I ain't did it before. I did it over the road where you take your truck and trailer, bag it up on a tipper, disconnect from it, and dump this stuff out of it. So I'm gonna get at a shot here. But the highway is calling me. I'm missing it. The highway ain't gonna never be rid of me because the highway is in my blood. I love it. Like you ain't a full-fledged trucker till you ran them highways and have been up in the mountains. I had to tell a commenter on here who was making moves. I've been seeing y'all comments on here. They all right, y'all making some moves here. And y'all listen to these videos. This all right, that's all right. I wish I had this around before I got out here and started messing around with this lease purchase and stuff and getting in this horrendous debt. But quite a few drivers on here making some moves. I see one, I don't know how you view that. I ain't gonna call your name. Spoke with this individual today. I don't know how you watched my video about don't go to Western and then went anyway. I guess he had I don't know, some kind of preconceived notion that what I was saying wasn't right. Because he must have missed that video that I made when I said what I heard other people were saying couldn't be right. So I'm going to go see for myself. So, but he found out that he was correct. And he's leaving that Western Express. Thank God. I wish them happy trucking, safe travel, safe journey in your future endeavors. Anybody out there making trucking moves, find the best trucking company for you. That's whether it be OTR, be local. There is some out here. They're out here. It depends on your situations. You know, some of us be in dire need where we got to get money real quick, so we're gonna have to jump on anything and then figure it out later. You know, that we be in them situations, trucking to put you in that situation. I hate that trucking does put you in that situation. So I've been in that situation more too often, so I can talk about it because I've probably been in probably every get fired situation you can get put in. I don't know why, because you know I'm fine and everything, but I don't know why they keep firing me. You know, look at me. And, shit. I don't know why they keep firing me, but they do. Shoot. But anyway. So I'm back home, just giving y'all a little update. So I am planning to stay local. It's not what I really want to do because like I said, my love is with the highway. I love the highway. I love them semi-trucks. I love being on them. I love because I can maneuver them mugs. I can drive them mugs. I run the highway with them. I run the shit out of a load with them. So, but I can do that also local. And it's not the same because I ain't going all over the states and, you know, it's different traveling with it. But you home local. But see, one thing I can't do is be out there and keep getting ripped off and coming back here, being forced to come back here because they done ripped me off or something that happened. Now you done took my truck. I ain't got no money and I'm in more debt for even trying to fool with you. So I'm like, if that's going to keep happening, so I might as well try to do my hand at local and try to do something different, because I do love the highway. I need to be out there. That's the way I need to be until it's time for me to check out, because that's what I do. I drive. I'm damn good at it. I'm too damn good at it. I mean, I'll tear the highway up. You will see me and I'll be gone. That's how I am. I don't be taking all them breaks. I'll be getting that load. When I get that load, I'm gone. It's on its way to where it's got to be, because that's how I run the highway. If I could just got my own truck, have my own authority, I'd probably be out there. If I found a way to get me some money, to get my own truck, get my own authority, then I would come back out there. But I'll be doing my own thing. I'm not leasing on to no company. I'm going to be getting my own loads, doing my own thing. Then I'm going to show you how it's supposed to go. But I don't, after this point in time, been trying to do this since 2014, don't own a truck and end up accumulating massive debt. I don't think that's ever going to happen. My dream of hitting it big through the Powerball and Mega Million, that fell through about 5 years ago. That wasn't gonna happen. So looks like I have no other choice but to work. So unless I can figure out something else, my brain, the wheels in my head always turning, trying to come up with ideas out there. But my main thing was to try to prevent people from getting ripped off out there in trucking, especially if you're in lease purchase. And then if you is just in trucking where you a newbie, you've been out there, or you just getting the green is going away off your ear, and you just getting experience, and see, and you getting to that level of super trucker. See, I crossed over. When they call you a super trucker, you crossed over. I got called a super trucker, so I'm past that. I don't know what's the next level past super trucker, but I'm at that status. So they done crossed me over from super trucker. So I'm a cautious, safe driver. You know, I ain't got to be flying by all the time, but you get me on the right highway. Now, down there in Texas, I was tearing that highway up. Left streaks when I left about there. Came down there with that load and left out with flames behind me, because I was tearing that highway up. I was gone. But that's the way I run the highway, because that's what I do. I get it. Depending on where I am. Down the mountains, you got to be cautious. You can't do that everywhere. But that flat highway, running I-80 straight cross, running down to Texas, coming down 30, 40, any one of them straight away, I'm good. Like over there in North Carolina, I'll be over there. South Carolina, I don't get to as much, but I'll be in North Carolina quite often when I'm out there. But I'm going to be home now, so I ain't going to be in none of them states, but Detroit, Michigan, and the surrounding areas. Well, this job I'm taking is just going to be strictly Detroit, Michigan, Michigan area. And where I'm going to with this load is going to the landfill. So I'm gonna get into some landfill work. So I'm gonna see how that go, and then I don't know if my journey will ever take me back out there in trucking, because like I said, I do like being home. It's a shame that I have to come up with rent money for a place that I'm not at for weeks, maybe months at a time, especially if it's summertime. I wouldn't be back here. I'll be down there in a luxurious stay at one of them casinos where I blew all my money at, especially down there in Biloxi. I used to hang down in Biloxi. That was my spot. That was my whole point with Risinger. I was hoping they had loads where I can get down there on a regular basis, because that's where I was going to be doing some home time. But they, I didn't find that out till after I signed on there, that they don't have loads like that and don't go to all those places. So I needed to be with a company like I used to be, like USA Truck. Now they do all that. They go everywhere. They go over to California. They utilize all the states on the map. See, that's me. Now, I'm not a west driver. Driving west is boring. Now, going over to Arizona and Phoenix, I like New Mexico. I passed through that. But when you venturing out past that, trying to get over to California, that's the longest, boringest ride I've ever had in my life. So I go west, but it's very, very rare. But when I sign on with a company, because of the type of driver I am, I'll get bored doing the same thing over and over again, unless it's local. Now, local is the only thing I expect to be doing the same thing over and over again, because I'm home every day, and that's pretty much what it is. But when I'm over the road, I like to pick a company. I would wish I would have to be set up with a company that utilizes all 48 states. Now, I don't want to have to go to all 48 states, but I want that to be an option. Don't just be, if you run east side 35, it better be every state east side 35. I don't want to find out later after I signed on you just in certain states there. Because I've been out here running the highway. I'll run anywhere. I'm not one of them drivers that's afraid to go anywhere. I will go anywhere. New York, Chicago, all of them. Because I started out as a bus driver, so that congested traffic don't bother me. You know, because I've been doing that. That started out bus driving here. So I'm already conditioned and used to that. But I miss the highway, and sitting up here talking about it now, I'm about ready to say the hell with this job I just about took and find me one more again lease purchase and go out there. But I know it's going to be a disaster, and I know when I get out there, I'm going to be wishing I was home and everything. So I'm going to go ahead and do this local thing. Like I said, I'm getting toward the end of my driving career anyway. I ain't never probably going to end, you know, because I'm 50 now. So, and I've been in transportation. I got in transportation in 1993 when I was 23, but I started out buses. I drove them for 6 years, then went over to the plant auto industry, did 5 years there, and then off and on jobs after that. They got thrown over to trucking, and it was back out, back in, back out, back in. And then until I finally crossed into leasing, and then I was staying out a little longer and longer and longer. And I thought I was doing good till I found out the money I was making really wasn't shit. So, you know, that's a rude awakening after you've been in it that long and then started accumulating debt to find out that the money you thought you was making was good ain't good money. So, like I say, I missed the highway. I'm just giving y'all the update that I am out here searching for employment and got the rent money. You know, the casinos here, you know, that's one thing I hate about trucking. When they put you in a position where you ain't got no money or you got that last check and you know it just ain't going to be enough if you pay something out of it. And then you go home, you come up with this genius idea of going to the casino. You know, took my money down there, thought the casino, thought if I bring this kind of money, they were going to give me some more money. And it didn't work out that way. So I left out with no money. So casinos, bad thing. Truckers, you don't need to be going there because all they do, they say that's another business that sees you as dollar signs. They love truckers. Casinos love truckers. They love us because they know we coming in there with that big money and we gonna lose it because they know we truckers. Because when you get your player's card, they just know you truckers. So you end up losing money. Every now and then you might win something, but here, my winning streak is over with here in Detroit, Michigan, and at these casinos out there. But that was kind of bold and foul the way they just did me. Came home and was hoping to take my little money I had and turn it into something to kind of sustain me while I was in my job search. And then they took it. And then I got one more check, my last check from Reisinger. And and they took it too. So I'm sitting up here just in shit, hell, I'm pissed off, but you probably can't really tell it because I've been listening to this jazz, and so my jazz is keeping me calm and cool. But yesterday, when I came in here after they took all my money, I was wanting to slam everything on the floor because I was pissed off because that was just bold that they would do that. I mean, I'm already down and out because somebody got me fired. You got my last check. Don't know how I'm gonna get money out there, and I'm trying to take this money and flip it into something in the casino to sustain me until I find employment and make sure my rent is paid. And they took it. They took it all. I'm sitting up here calling a casino complaint, calling a gaming board. Hell, I was damn near about to put myself on a disassociated gamblers list until I realized if you put yourself on there, you're on there for life. But then they got this application to take your name off of it, but you got to be on that list 5 years, which probably would be a good thing for me if I was just ban myself from them casinos. But I know I ain't gonna do it because I'm a money person. I hang around where the money at. Now, why I'm not getting it and why mine is being constantly taken, I don't know. But that was fucked up what they did. You took my money that I needed to sustain myself. Even if I did find employment, that was money I needed to probably try to rent a car, to get back and forth to that employment, or to get this rent paid for one more month. I would have had 30 more days, but I wouldn't have had nothing after that, so I'm in there trying to flip it. So that was my fault for going in there, thinking the casino had changed in the 6 weeks I was gone and was going to have a heart and give me some money off the money I come in there with. And you know what? Now I hate when people do this to you. When you go in there, I went to the desk where you get your little player's card. I like, can you talk to management, tell them, look, I don't know what kind of beef y'all got with me here at this casino. This is in Detroit here at Greektown. Because they the one took my money, the bastards. Anyway, I asked her, could you talk to your management and whatever beef y'all got here, you need to go and squash that because I ain't been winning and you've been taking my money. I come down here in 4 days, the money you done took from me. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, I lost all this money for you. They upgraded my card. I went from the player's advantage card to a preferred now. I said, you know how much money I lost to even go upgrade to that? Who the heck want to lose that kind of money to get a card that ain't coming with no money, and I'm not getting no money sticking it in the machine? As a matter of fact, I think that card is the reason why I'm not getting no money. But that plan backfired. See, and that's what truckers be in, the positions they be in. You coming home trying to take the little money you got, risking it, trying to flip it, and then if it go bad, you ain't got no money. Now, I don't have no money to try to get no money back. And here I am, then found employment, and this employment is, like I said, I don't have a car. It's the bus runs there, but it's the other one that gets me in front of it is not early enough for me to get there at the time I need to be. So I had to make arrangements on the time I get there during the training, and then after that, when I get my checks kicked in, I'm gonna have to go ahead and pay for a cab to get me there, or Uber, or rent a car until I can find a way to get me a car. But that was gonna be the given anyway. People be talking about, why would you take a job if you can't get to? I can't get none of these jobs. If I'm on a bus, I obviously can't get to none of these damn jobs. I'm dependent on public transportation because I've been in trucking that long. I don't have a car. And I refuse to get a car and just have it sitting up here at home for the next time I'll be gone. It's been one of my trucking years. I think I was gone, I don't know, 4, 5 months before I even thought about coming home. If my son hadn't called me and said he missed me, that's the only reason I came home. Then I got homesick and they wanted to be home. But I was doing kind of what I thought pretty good out there. I think I was with USA Truck there. So I was coming in, but I was staying gone. I'm telling you, I hit that highway in the summertime. I'll be down south. Run me down south through Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi, because my family from Mississippi. Be down there in Biloxi, because it's that beachfront down there, the beach avenue down there from Gulfport all the way straight to Biloxi on I-10. Beautiful. I love running I-10. I-10, I-20, I-30, going through Arkansas. I-40 all right till you start getting on up there up there in that part of Tennessee where you start getting ready to hit the mountain areas. It's all right. And then when you come up Ohio, I like running I-80. I love I-80. I run I-80 straight across. I love I-80. I like them service plazas on I-80. So, like I said, I miss being out there in trucking, but this dirty trucking, I'm back at home, so I ain't down and out. I'm just making some different moves here, trying to figure out what's best for me. What's best for me is not to be working at all. That's what's best for me. Not to be working at all. Somebody hand me that big old card saying I'm a millionaire and I'll be on TV smiling and everybody recognize me as dirty trucker. That's what's best for me. But they ain't making that happen. So unfortunately, I got to find gainful employment and do it fast before I get kicked out my own apartment. And I'm getting tired of being put in this situation because of trucking. I'm getting tired of being put in this situation even worse because I chose to go take my little money to go gambling to see if I could turn it into something. But that's what trucking does. When they put you in a position where you don't have no money, and then you got this little bit of money, and you coming up with ways to try to see if you can flip it to get some more money, and if that shit don't work out, I mean, it's devastating. I mean, I was pissed off to know that the last Friday I had this amount of money, and four days later it's gone just because going to the casino. Trying to go down there, they took a little bit the first time. Then I went trying to get that back. Then they took the rest of it back. They took the rest of it. So that gambling stuff for me, I don't know what it is. I don't know if I'm jinxed or what. So I haven't won anything since last year, August. I think that's the last time I actually won anything, and I think that may have been by accident. But I'm tired of losing the amount of money I do. Because they don't accurately report what I lose. I've been on them now about that. I pulled my win-loss statement. It don't accurately report nothing I lost. Because I've been asking the gaming board, why is that? I want an investigation on that. Why is that? Because I know what I won last year. I know what I lost last year. Why is my win-loss statement making it look like I ain't even been in your casino? And that's what they do. And so, you're supposed to be able to file your win-losses on your taxes. And if they not accurately reporting where the bulk of my money is being lost at, see, I probably wouldn't owe anything if I was able to accurately report my win-loss statement, because that's where the money is, over there in the casino. And they not accurately reporting that with the win-loss statements. So, this is Dirty Trucking. I'm back home. I ain't gonna be on here long because I actually got to get up and get myself ready to go to a job tomorrow. So, I done decided to go ahead and take this job instead of that 1099. I probably should have took the 1099, but you know, I wouldn't have to get up as early. Then it's dispatch in this local. I can go out and back or run around here in Michigan, but I'm still be driving a truck. So, but if I go out and back, I'll get the taste of the highway. But it's 1099, and it's actually owner-operators, somebody else's truck that he leases on to the company. And see, that just didn't sit right with me, because here I was, lease purchase, 1099, trying to get my own truck to get to the status that this guy's at, and they prevented me from doing it. So now, so that's another thing that stopped me from doing it. But it probably would have been a better job for me, because it's more laid back. It's more the style of trucking that I do. It's hauling containers, which I know how to do. So so I ain't got no problem with hauling containers. So I done that too. So I have probably had a taste of hauling some everything. I don't fuck with flatbed. I ain't finna be doing all that. This job I'm getting into tomorrow, the little tarp we got to pull over the top, that's about the closest I'm gonna get to flatbed. Because I don't mess with that. I ain't trying to be Spider-Man. I done seen how they had to climb all on side of them trailers and get that rope and tarp, all that stuff. I'm 50. I ain't finna be doing all that. That limber stuff that was back in my 20s. You know, I got, you know, a little flexibility, but I ain't finna be doing all that. Because right now, I'm at 50. I'm trying to look fine and cute out there on the truck, but handle my business. So don't let my looks fool you. Because I'm 50. I've been out there. I've been in the game. And I've been in transportation a long time. Started out as a bus driver. But most don't know that. They look at me, how long you been in trucking? Well, I ain't been in it, but maybe if you add years up, because I bounce in and bounce out, probably six or more. But bus driver 6. So, but did off and on little shuttle buses here and there. So, but I got in transportation in 1993 when I was 23. I'm 50 now. So, but there's still not an age for me to come on out of trucking, because my skills is still is heightened. Learning stuff new every day out there, better ways to run. But one thing that ain't gonna change, I'm a fast runner. I'm always a fast runner. I don't take all those breaks out there. You know, I get that load and I be gone. Turn my jazz on. I be running the highway because I miss it. Listening to this jazz here at the house now, it's making me want to go back out there, and that's what it does. I see movies on TV and I recognize the scenery or places I've been on the highway. Because like I said, some people's careers is here in the office, but you can't make somebody that's been in transportation that's in run the highway. You can't take me from what I'm used to doing and try to make me come home local, because you want me to be around, and I'm not ready to be around. I got to be ready to come back here. And every time they terminate me unjustly and something fucked up happened over the road, you forcing me back home unjustly before I was ready to come back home. When I'm ready to come back home, I'm usually prepared to come back home. I've been and found a local job, tell the company I'm out, and then I get a Greyhound home. But when you terminate it like that unsuspectedly, you're not prepared for it. You don't know what you're going to do if you have a check. Or if you have a check coming in, you always be in a strange state. Nobody in trucking ever gets terminated at their home state when you're over the road, when you're OTR. I've never seen that happen. You get terminated at your home state. So you're always in a different state, and then you got to figure out where you're finna go. Don't know what you're like. It's a fucked up feeling, and I'm tired of being in it. I mean, look at me. I'm just shit. I ain't got no business going through this at my age, and I'm tired of it. And them telling the world, I'm a truck driver. I'm a truck driver for life, whether you believe it or not. I'm a badass truck driver out there, and I'm a female, and I run that highway, and I run it right. I'm gonna give y'all a little taste of my little jazz before I get on off of here. This is Dirty Trucking, coming for you at the crib. Like I said, when you get ready to jam, pull that truck over. Dirty Trucking in the D. Gonna start that new job tomorrow. Let me flip you back over and let you hear a little more, then I'm out. Hey. night drivers out there, pull it over if you want to jam to this. Hey. All right, YouTube. This Dirty Trucking, back at the D. Finna go check out this job tomorrow. Peace. Safe driving.